Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another episode, season 4, episode 18. And guys, the vibes are high, the energies are high. Barcelona beat Bayern Munich 4-1 in the Champions League. And how many times how we said we need Barcelona to compete at the highest level against the biggest of teams in a huge class. And Bayern Munich, what was our boogeyman for so many years? You're looking at that 8-2 loss, the 3-0 losses, and Barcelona were able to get their mini revenge and beat Bayern Munich at home. But guys, let me introduce the co-host for tonight's episode in Barca News, otherwise known as Mo. He has his own YouTube channels. He is also a regular of the channel. He's been here a couple times. You guys definitely know who he is. Mo, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself real quick for those people who don't know you. But how are you feeling, Mo?
Good, man. I'm on cloud 9. I'm still happy over that victory. In fact, last night before going to bed, I watched the highlights again. Today I woke up, watched the highlights again, and right now, before we started the podcast, watched the highlights again. I just can't believe it. I'm on cloud 9. By the way, is that a new intro song?
It is exactly. Yeah, I got the intro and everything.
That's
I
really
changed
cool.
it up. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad I actually I was looking at some like intros from other YouTubers and everything. And I saw your intro. I was like thinking, okay, how can I take some aspects of that? But hopefully you like it and everything is good. But also Saket, NJ, welcome guys to the stream. And guys, on today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit more about that Bayern game. We're going to be talking about Raphinha's fantastic hat trick, talking about other players who were impressive. Your Casados, your Pedris, as well as your Cubarcis and everything. And then we're going to be looking ahead towards that match against Real Madrid. It's going to be absolutely huge. But Mo, I want to ask you first, just sensations after that Bayern win. Like, we know we're feeling excited and everything, but how confident are you feeling? Ahead of that game against Real Madrid.
Ooh, very confident, man. I'll say this. Remember when Xavi first took over and we made those winter signings, Ferran, Aubameyang, and Alves, and then we beat Madrid 4-0. And I remember Piqué tweeting, "We are back," or "Barca's back," something like that.
Yeah.
And that was not true until last night. Last night was finally the moment where Barcelona made a statement and said, "We are back." Because not only have been winning consistently, we've been doing it convincingly, and we're doing it against anyone. Bayern, Alaves, it doesn't matter. Barcelona plays the same way. We win convincingly, and we are officially back. I think this is for the first time that we are officially back. I think we have the best squad since Pep. And I say that because what do you remember about Luis Enrique's Barca, right? It's the MSN. But when you talk about Guardiola's Barca, you say Guardiola's Barca. Why? Because under Luis Enrique, the ones who were shining were the MSN. But under Guardiola, it was the entire team. And we haven't had that since then. Now, it's the same thing. You don't say, "Oh, this is Raphinha's Barca," or Lamin's Barca. Then you say, "This is Flick's Barca," because we finally have a whole team that they're all performing. And they're all playing as a cohesive unit. The team has an identity. They know what they're supposed to do, and they do it to almost perfection. We're not there yet, perfection, but to almost perfection. And for the first time, we can say we are back.
Yeah. No, this is an extremely young squad. These players, they're very young and everything, but they are so talented. And you saw the lineup that Hansi Flick fielded yesterday. It was filled with youngsters and everything. But even still, they have the quality. They went toe to toe with Bayern Munich. And I like how you touch upon that point about the squad, because those years in the past, you had MSN, you had the individual quality of of Messi, Suarez, Neymar, etc. on the pitch. But yesterday's performance, it was really the squad as a whole that convinced you. It was the collective. It was the collective. It wasn't just one single player who basically won us the game. Obviously, Raphinha's going to take the headlines, but it wasn't just him. It was Cubarcis, it was Inigo, it was Lamine Yamal. It was really the entirety of the Barcelona team that put in a shift, and I'm so happy with that. But I also want to ask Raphinha absolutely put in a masterclass in yesterday's match, man. He absolutely just basically took the game by the scruff of the neck and put us ahead. And I want to ask you, what was the change since, for example, Xavi's Raphinha to the Raphinha of now? What do you think has led to this change? Because a lot of people are surprised. Me included as well.
Right. Correction, by the way. I said this yesterday on my channel. I said he's no longer known as Raphinha. He's now officially known as Gotinha because his performance this season have been absolutely amazing.
Have you seen the memes? Have you seen like the memes with like Raphinha with like the R9 haircut and the Ronaldinho like
I've seen the R9 haircut. Yeah, no one should ever get that haircut, by the way. No one.
But not anymore. What the heck?
Right here.
Oh God, no! That is horrible. But I have to say it's all Flick, because Flick has taken, because Raphinha still has the same weaknesses. Those weaknesses have not gone away. He still cannot dribble past players, right? But what Flick has done is that he's taken Raphinha's strength and he's using them to where he's highlighted those strengths, right? He's playing Raphinha to his potential by using his strengths to his advantages and try to dilute his weaknesses as much as possible. And we see in the way he plays that Raphinha is not trying to dribble past players like he was expected to do under Xavi. Now Raphinha is being used to what he does best, which is run behind the defenders, right? Run to the back of the defenders and get those long passes, because that's what he's always been known for at Leeds. And now Flick is using him exactly in what he knows how to do best. And that's what a good coach does, right? You take a player, you find out what their strengths are, and you have him play to his strengths. You don't try to make him into a different kind of player, because unless you're 16, 17 in an academy, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. NJ, did you share Mo's opinion, where just like Hansi Flick, he's maximized his strengths and basically allowed him to minimize those weaknesses?
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree with Mo. Like what Mo said about we're back. It truly put me back in days in the early 2000 when we said Edgar Davids for a year. It truly changed Barca for the long run. Now like how we said Aubameyang, Ferran Torres for like short term. Now that we're truly back again. I don't know why, but it feels so weird, man. And it feels so good for a long time. And I never experienced this for a long time, man. Because last time I felt this was early 2000 when we signed Edgar Davids for like a year loan. Then he changed that route for Rijkaard's team. Now it's the same as Pep. Now it's Hansi Flick's turn now. So it's amazing.
Okay.
All that. Yeah. Same as what Mo said about Flick system. Yeah, it's really good.
No, I mean, I 100% agree. Hansi Flick right there, just what's it called? I don't think it wasn't just like simply just a tactical change, because obviously Raphinha, when he came in, we obviously knew that he wasn't going to be the type of player, of that Neymar status, to take players one-on-one, to be that flair. Yeah. He was more like an effective type player and everything.
He's a system player.
Yeah, you could say that. But Raphinha, a type of player who is great in space. Under Xavi, you had Dembele and you had Raphinha, two players who Xavi basically tried to use basically in the same sense. Dembele, who was great in the 1v1s, who asked the ball to feet, and he basically asked Raphinha to do the same thing. And Hansi Flick said, "Hey, that's not your role. You're a player who's very good into space and everything," and that's the way he utilizes him now. And not only that, I think him being also having the importance and having the team have faith in him and also have that captaincy, I think that has just elevated Raphinha, that sense of responsibility, because you have players, for example, who thrive in that sense, players who say, hey, when I have that responsibility of leading the team, they grow into it, and I think that's something that Raphinha has really taken into the fold. And as well, obviously, time on the Barcelona, just adapting and everything. That's what I see as the factors in Raphinha's transformations. But Saket, do you agree as well, or do you see anything different, for example, in Raphinha's transformation in these couple of weeks/months where he's just been absolutely world class?
Yeah, I think Xavi was trying to use him as a one-on-one winger, and I think Hansi is recognized that he's not exactly that type of a player. So I just think that he is using him according to his strength. Not only him, but all the other players. They are putting in, they he's put them in the position that they most prefer, and that's why I think they are performing at their best. If we look at our team, not after all these games, Sevilla and against Bayern, you won't find a single player that is underperforming. Maybe maybe Pena, but we know how he plays. But other than that, you won't find a single player that is underperforming.
Yeah.
So I think it is up to the coach.
I agree. I agree. But other than Rafinha, Mo, which other players you were like, wow, that is impressive. Because I have two names, and when either that were like, I have to stand up and applaud for the work that they did.
What
You
is
know,
Lamine Yamal? You said?
I
Come on.
Lamine Yamal, fantastic game. Just I don't think it was his best game. He was
I
very
know.
very
Yeah.
good. But I have two players in specific, and I just
Go
want to
ahead,
know
Ryan.
Mosta as well if he shares that.
Setting Lamine Yamal aside because it's not fair.
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly.
he's always great.
Yeah, he's always
Um, I,
great.
wa- I want to say Casado and Pedri. Casado
Yeah.
for me has been
Oh,
spectacular every single
oh
match
my
this season.
god.
He hasn't had a single bad match. And what's crazy about it is just he keeps improving and improving. Every match is better than the one before. And as far as Pedri, I mean, for a second I thought Iniesta had come out of retirement and Flick had put him on the field because there was several times where Pedri had three players on him, three Bayern Munich players, and it looked like it's over. They're gonna get the ball from him, and he will just simple turn to the right or a simple
Yeah.
turn to the left, and he was out of there. And that was like straight up Iniesta in his
Yeah.
prime. And it was just a masterclass by Pedri last night. And Casado, it's been a masterclass every match. My God, that guy's
In
unstoppable.
in that second half, there were instances where Pedri had the ball and he was passing the Casado, passing to Lamine Yamal, and you were hearing the crowd saying "Ole, ole, ole," and that's crazy because Barcelona they were absolutely running rings around Bayern Munich. And guys, just think about that. Think about that, Simeon. Barcelona were running rings around Bayern, a team that has been our boogeyman for so many years, and that's also something that I want to compliment because I don't want to go on the tangent too far. But I really want to applaud this team for the way they bounced back after that equalizer. A team that didn't collapse because the years in the past, Bayern Munich, they scored that game. Bayern Munich, they are in the ascendancy. Barcelona put under the pressure and they put us to the sword. Barcelona, they concede two, they concede three, and Bayern Munich just run away with it. But Barcelona didn't do that, and that's something I do want to applaud the team's character and grit. And talking about Marc Casado, the intensity that this guy brought. Oh my goodness, he was everywhere. He was everywhere. He was just covering everything. And in the summer, we were having conversations of saying, "Hey, do Barcelona need a pivot? Do we need a CDM?" And it's crazy that we had one at home. Basically, we had Marc Casado right there, just sitting there, waiting for a chance. And Hansi Flick just gave him the opportunity. And this is what his first season as a veteran pro at the highest level against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, and he stepped up. Massive credits to Marc Casado and Pedri. Just you're speechless for the guy. The guy is just when he's fit. I don't think that there's a better midfielder better than him. He's just absolutely amazing. The magic that he's able to create is just unbelievable. But NJ, what role do you see Marcos having in the season? Because when players come back, such as Gavi, Frankie De Jong, when Dani Olmo is introduced back there in the number 10, could we see Marcos potentially relegated to the bench, or do you say no? Marcos is just the
I would
starter.
say like Casado and Gabi will take turns depends of the matchup, but most likely Casado will be the one starting as long as he is fit, as long as
Okay.
I, w-
Okay. Solid.
I don't see him right now to be like bench because there's really no point because because we're trying to like get allocate a lot of points because you know how it is. Goal difference is massive. We need the best of the best to like help us win games.
Okay, and right here, like even Sam says it. Not gonna lie, I thought Casado would be inexperienced for this type of game, and he proved me wrong. Looks like we got our own Kimmich. And funny enough, like right before the start of the match in the press conference, Hansi Flick was asked about Marc Casado, and he says, why would I bench Marc Casado? Marc Casado is my guy. And
Yeah.
wow, Marc Casado basically repaired that faith in him. And I see him here for the long term. I
Oh, yeah,
see him here
he
for
will
the
be
long
there for
term.
sure. Yeah, he will be there for
Hmm.
sure.
I think Frankie de
With
Jong and
Bernal, with Bernal
uh-huh.
as well.
I think Frankie de Jong and Gavi, they're gonna have to work really hard in order to basically solidify a first team spot. And and that's praise to Marc Casado. But Saseke, do you share NG's opinion on Marc Casado? Where just he's gonna be here for the long term?
Yeah, of course. But you know what? The scary thing is that Casado wasn't even our first option for the CDM position. It was Mark Bernal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
he was supposed to be
yeah,
the right
also,
backup. Yeah,
yeah, and after seeing Mark Bernal for 3 games, I was like, he's also playing like, very great level. Then he got injured, then Casado came in, and we didn't even feel the difference.
Yep.
Maybe we started, it was like that, when Rodri was playing for Spain in Euro final.
yeah.
We
The
we
Zubimendi came.
Spain, yeah, Spain wasn't that great, but after Zubimendi came, they looked even better. I think Casado is the same case like that for our
Yeah,
team. He came in
yeah.
and we
Oh.
are looking even better.
Potentially, in the future for Spain, they have Bernal and Casado there
Hmm.
as their starting
Barcelona's
team.
Barcelona's midfield options when everyone is fit is absolutely scary, man. Our midfield is so stacked,
That's perfect. It's
because
perfect.
because you can have Marcasol. Let's say everyone's fit. You can have Marcasol and Marc Bernal, which Hansi Flick wanted that to be, the basically the starting pairing in that base of the midfield. And when you introduce Gavi, when you introduce Frankie De Jong, oof, man. And as well above, you have Pedri, Dani Olmo. Barcelona, they're stacked with talent, but Barcelona at times they did struggle in yesterday's match. It was roughly, I
Oh
believe,
yeah.
in the first 20-25 minutes and everything with that high line and everything. But Mo, I want to ask you, what challenges do you think that Barcelona faced against Bayern? Because Bayern, they did put Barcelona under pressure, with that high line, and they did, cause some chaos.
I think a lot had to do with confidence. I think Barcelona went in there a little bit scared, thinking
Okay.
it was 60 feet in a row at the hands of
Mm-hmm.
Bayern,
Yeah.
starting with the 8-2 all the way to last season. What was it, 2-0? And I think it was a confidence issue where Barcelona were a little bit scared, and you could see it because in their press there were a lot of mistakes done, especially in Harry Kane's goal, where you see our four defensive line so close to the double pivot, and there was no
Yeah.
need for them to be that close, and that's what
Yeah.
caused the goal. But I think as the time went on, they felt more comfortable, and then they regained control, and then they were like, "We got this. Like, we could do this. This is not as scary team as we thought it would be." I think it had to do about confidence. But to go back real quick to about the Casado and Bernal, I think that only further highlights how good Flick is, because how long did we talk about all the midfielders that Xavi wanted for the pivot
Yeah.
position? Kimmich, Guido Rodriguez, Oriol Romeo, Subimendi, and then it took
Yeah.
Flick 5 minutes. He arrived at the club and he's like, not only do we have one, we have two. We have Bernal, we have Casado. Why are we in the market for anyone? I mean,
Well,
Flick, whatever he touches, man, he just turns into gold.
bro,
Zubimendi is a great player. I wanted to, but it is what it is. It
yeah.
is what it is.
And it's crazy that a lot of teams, they were really hesitant on Hansi Flick, and even some Barcelona fans, they were looking at his time in the German national team and thinking, is he the right man for the job? But at the end of the day, he's a sextuple winner. He's a very experienced manager, and when you look at his record with Bayern Munich, oh my goodness, he's one of the
You
most
can't compare
successful.
national team to club football, though. That's the thing, though. People are using the
Different.
national team job as an excuse,
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
can't
but
do that.
we said this. Mhm.
Lucky for us, though, now I'm seeing Manchester United fans that we should have signed Flick and all that. At that time, they were trolling him.
Yeah, my
Uh,
link with Xavi. They want new football there. I'm like, no, bro.
no, yeah,
Again,
because
they are saying
Eric
that,
Ten Hag.
again, for same thing they are saying for Xavi. Let's be honest, we were ninth when Xavi came in. And Xavi was the one to give the all these youngster chances, and he
Yeah.
took us from ninth to second place, and then won us the league next season.
I mean, the league
But how?
it's a minimum,
Playing
though.
awful
Yeah.
football.
I'm never gonna be ungrateful for Xavi, because what Xavi done, he basically laid the foundation for the success that Hansi Flick is having right now. Giving the chances to those players, having stabilizing the club because Barcelona, they were in a really dire situation when he first came in, and I'll always be grateful for Xavi for that. But obviously, every manager has their limitations, every manager has their weaknesses, and Xavi's inexperience, it showed it. But this is a good segue to now look forward to this weekend's game against Real Madrid, because Mo, you touch upon that confidence that Barcelona, they potentially went into this game against Bayern Munich feeling a little bit, I would say, doubtful or hesitant in basically Hansi Flick's tactics, that high line and everything. But do you think with this result, with this type of performance that Barcelona put in, do you think that they're just going to go into this game against Bayern Munich, against Real Madrid, saying, hey, let's go at it, everything is working, we have faith in our coach, we have faith in what we're doing, and basically we'll repeat that high line? Because I know a lot of people are saying, Mbappe, Vini, they're just going to eat Barcelona's high line apart. They're going to tear that apart. They're going to expose us. But do you say change stuff, or do you just leave it how it is?
Absolutely not. And people were asking me this before the Bayern Munich. They're like, should we play a high line? They have, fast attackers. And I said, no. I mean, if it's not broken, why fix it? You only change what you're doing if it's not working. And so far, it had been working. We had only lost 2 matches: Monaco because we were down a man, and Osasuna because of the heavy rotation. So if it's working, you keep on doing it. You don't change it up. Plus, if you change it up, you're changing it to a system that you've never played before. They're going to suck, right? No matter who that coach is, you can't just change a system that you've never done overnight and expect the team to work. So why change it? And yesterday was a big proof of that, right? Everybody was worried about Bayern, and it worked to perfection. So there's no reason to change it up. And I'm not too worried about Mbappe and Vini, because another great thing about Flick is the offside trap. Before the Bayern Munich match, I saw this statistic where Barcelona's offside trap had caused 64 offsides, the highest one in all of Europe. In second place was Brighton with 32, half. And now with Bayern, that number probably went up to 66, 67. So the highline trap, the offside trap, I mean, it works. So I'm not too worried. And like I said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep using it. Perfect it. Build on it. Perfect it. Don't change it.
And I also think, it gives you something or like confidence in what you've practiced. Because like if you're constantly in training working on something, working on that offside trap, you don't want to mess that up, because then what do you have to fall back on or rely on? You want to do what's worked. Barcelona, they're top of the league right now. They've had these fantastic results because you've been used that high line. And obviously, we are going to concede. We are going to give chances to Real Madrid, obviously, like that. But Barcelona, we have weapons of our own. We're going to put Real Madrid under pressure. And NJ, how do you see this game developing? Because I personally don't think that this game is going to be the same as the Bayern Munich game, because both teams use a very, very high line. They place in a span of 25 to 30 meters, something like that. And that was basically it, using very, very high line. Real Madrid, they're going to be sitting back a little bit, using the pace of Mbappe and Vini on the counter. And so how do you see the game unfolding,
Probably like the first 10 minutes, it's gonna be like a panic, because you want to see how fast Vinny and MVP reacts. But once they understand how they do it, then we'll be all right in the back later on.
Okay. Saket, how do you see the game against Real Madrid unfolding?
Yeah, I think maybe for this game, Hansi Flick will adapt his tactics, because I think Real Madrid have the exact players that they need to counter against Barcelona's play style. I think like that, because if Vinicius, I don't know whether they have a player to play, play the ball over the top of our defense, like they have been doing with Cruz. Yeah, but
it was Dani Carvajal, but he was out.
Yeah, Dani Carvajal is also injured. It's okay to play the high line, but we should also have a plan B in case the high lines doesn't work. That's what I think.
Okay. And when you say adjust the tactics, how do you say that, for example?
Yeah, because look, in the first half against Bayern, they were trying to switching the flanks from one side to another to break the high line, rather than playing the ball over the top, because that is the purpose of the upside trap, to play the ball over the top, and then you get a offside for our team. But they weren't trying like that. They were switching the flanks from Ganabre to Olise, then playing the ball to Kane. So I think Real Madrid will also try that. So maybe I don't know how we will
Okay.
play, but I think if Hansi Flick sticks to his guns in against Bayern, so I think maybe he will do the same against Madrid.
hmm I don't think he's gonna change too much. I think he's gonna rely and basically use what's worked. Use the high line and everything. He could make some small tactical adjustments and everything because at times Barcelona's in that first opening 25 and 30 minutes, their attackers they weren't really pressing that much. Lewandowski he wasn't pressing at I would say like crazy or anything like that. Hansi Flick gives these players instructions on saying, hey, when to press, when not to press, and everything like that. And we're gonna have to
Do
see
you,
how that
yeah.
works.
Do you think that after Lamin completed those 2 to 3 dribbles and encouraged the crowd, after that point, our team started to press again? I rewatched the game, and after that point, I saw that team started pressing again and again.
Actually,
I
I
think
disagree about Lewy. Lewy did a lot of pressing. He was big in the press. If you
Oh
if
yeah,
you
yeah,
watch
yeah. He
the
was.
first
Yeah.
half, he was consistently pressing the center backs. Him and Raphinha were putting pressure on the center backs,
uh, 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 um,
forcing Bayern to go to the flanks.
no,
Yeah, but
my
it
bad.
was
It was a
22
miscommunication.
25. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go on, go on.
No, well, I was gonna say just like the position of his press. I was trying to say like for example, like usually Hansi Flick he likes Lewandowski to press like the CDM and everything like that to have Lamine Yamal and Rafinha press out around him because obviously you're not gonna have Robert Lewandowski who's up there in age just pressing like crazy. That was just a miscommunication. But so second continue.
Yeah, I was saying that it doesn't really matter if Lewandowski presses high or not because we need to win the ball inside the midfield. So our midfielders need to press. I didn't see Fermin or other midfielders pressing that high in those 20 to 25 minutes. That's what I was saying. After
Okay.
that 20 25 minutes, we started pressing, then started winning the ball in the midfield. Then it was
Okay.
cruised after that.
Okay. Sampan with a $2 donation. Sampan, thank you for supporting the channel. Madrid will park the bus. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. We do know that Real Madrid in these type of games in the big occasions, they occasionally like to play in the mid block. Have their players
They will.
hit on the
To be
counter attack.
honest, I will be happy if they park the bus. It shows that they are afraid of our team.
Oh,
Ooh, see, but Barcelona difference to previous Barcelona teams, they actually know how to break down, low blocks and everything. This is something that Hansi Flick
yeah.
has been working, and I applaud. And I
It's gonna be
think,
a different Madrid anyways as well because there's no Dani Carvajal, so it's gonna be either Militao
and
will play the right back, then Arturo Men's gonna play the center back, then they're gonna play Camavinga as a DM.
you think so? Because
Yeah,
with
no, no,
with
no.
Courtois out, with what's it called, Rodrigo
Even
out as well.
they're gonna play as the 10 and put
Hmm,
Vinny and Mbappe in the front like a
okay.
diamond formation last season.
Okay. Mo, how do you see Madrid lining up? Because I have a specific Real Madrid lineup in mind. Just me just thinking of what Ancelotti could do.
I think I think it was Sam who said that. I think they're gonna park the bus. I have no doubts. And there's gonna be two key things that Barcelona will need to do is they're gonna have to switch back to quick passes because against Bayern we relied a lot on the long passes to the back of the defenders. We can't do that against Real Madrid because they're not gonna have a high line. So we're gonna have to rely on Lamine Yamal creating spaces with his dribbles. We're gonna have to rely on Pedri, Olmo filtering those passes to our to Lewy or to Raphinha or to whomever. And the second thing we're gonna have to rely on is the press, the upon ball loss, right? They're gonna have to immediately try to recover the ball as soon as they lose it. Otherwise, Mbappe and Vini are just gonna run all the way. So I think those are gonna be the two key factors for Barcelona winning: is the quick
Mhm.
passes and the quick ball recovery.
And I also think, for example, like targeting whoever's going to be playing as right back, because Lucas Vasquez he played as right back against Borussia Dortmund, but he was sketchy, because
Yeah,
Real Madrid they beat Bayern Munich. I mean Bayern Munich. They beat Borussia Dortmund 5-2. But they went into the second half with the 2-0 deficit. They weren't playing great, and that's been Real Madrid, so far throughout the season. It's been more of individual quality bailing them out, that of Vinny Jr. and Mbappe, rather than the collective. That's another one of the differences than Barcelona. Barcelona as a team give you confidence. Real Madrid as a team don't. It's the individuals. It's that bail you out. But I would definitely say if you're Barcelona, look who's playing at right back. Potentially Lucas Vasquez.
No, he's not playing
You
though.
know,
Vasquez not playing.
I mean,
He,
what I'm thinking
he
is
doesn't
if,
trust. He doesn't trust Vasquez in this.
but then if you don't trust Lucas Vasquez, why play them in the?
Because on the rotation. Oh wait, did he cut?
Let's be honest, though. I'll say this: Madrid didn't beat Dortmund. Dortmund gave them the match because Dortmund in the second half they didn't do absolutely nothing. They parked the bus and they just played just surviving. They didn't play anything. So Madrid did not beat Dortmund. Dortmund just gave them the game. It was the most pathetic performance by Dortmund in the second half that I've seen in a while.
True, but game is a game. Wait,
by the way, I think so. By the way, this Madrid reminds me of Barcelona last season.
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought of. They just a flip side.
Yeah, where
It's crazy how table just turned, man. Like the year before that they were winning, then the following we won, then now they won last year. Now potentially we're gonna win. Like what the hell?
But honestly, Madrid have been playing horrible for quite some time. They always find a way to win.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me of Barcelona last season. Horrible performances, but thanks to individual talent, they pull a win out of their butt. 1-0 or 2-1.
Exactly. Yeah. They just need a new coach. That's it. They need Xabi Alonso for a new game because Carlo Ancelotti is not the same anymore. He's done.
Well, the problem with Ancelotti is he doesn't really have an identity or a specific tactic. He just goes. He just tells his player, "Go out there and do whatever you can."
Too much freedom for the players. Like he has no tactics anymore. It's too old. That's all. Sure, it works back then in AC Milan back then, but now in Madrid now.
Right.
Also, guys, do you like the new Champions League format? We don't have to go back to Bayern's home now again for the second leg.
Amazing.
It's like hit and run, hit them hard, and just run with the result.
Yeah, I like the new format though. It's really good.
But it's a double-edged sword because I would love to go back to Monaco and just absolutely destroy them because let's be honest, they got lucky, right? If Barcelona would have had their full 11, I think it would have been 5-0 against Monaco. So it's like it plays both ways.
Also
knockout stage. We'll see the knockout stage.
Yeah, it would have been even crazy if we would have beat Bayern at their home at Allianz Arena.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry guys, right there I had like some technical difficulties with my PC and everything, and it just like turned off. I'm sorry, I just caught you right there at the end. What were you saying about Madrid?
I was telling the guys that Madrid reminds me of Barcelona last season. Just horrible performances and just pulling victories out of their butt through individual talent. Because Ancelotti is kind of like Xavi, where he would just let the players go out there, do whatever they want, and there's there's no system, there's no identity. The players just do they improvise on the field, and it works out for Madrid because obviously they have a lot of talent. But I think we got this.
No, I didn't. I definitely think so too. I think if you're Barcelona, you go into that game confident, obviously, especially with the work that and the results that you've been getting this season. I definitely feel good if I'm a Barcelona fan, and I definitely don't see a lot of Barcelona fans, let's say, worried or scared in regards to that.
We're just cautious. That's it. But we believe that we can win for sure.
No, of course. But if Barcelona were to get a result, what do you guys think, this week in general, beating Bayern Munich and beating Real Madrid could signify, like the impact of these two victories? Because this is a very, very big week for Barcelona. Mo, do you think, for example, that these two wins could propel Barcelona to basically a streak, or saying, I would say a streak of wins, for example? Like, what impact could this have on the season?
Big time. I think players already believe in the project, but when it's the difference between the project working against teams like Alaves and Villarreal, and with all the respect to those teams, and there's a difference between when it works against teams like Bayern and Real Madrid. And if we pull both victories, I think that the players are going to believe in the project more than ever, and they're going to play with the confidence of 11 gods, right? And I think from there, Barcelona's just going to be unstoppable. I just hope it doesn't affect us negatively, where the players are now going to be like, we got this, so we don't have to, work hard, and because we're obviously that good. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Flick is pretty strict when it comes to that, and he knows how to rally his troops.
Mm-hmm. I definitely, even if Barcelona lose tomorrow, I don't know, lose on Saturday, I don't think, for example, that people are gonna basically throw the toys out of the pram or anything like that. Because Barcelona, we've already seen what Barcelona have been capable of. If Barcelona lose on Saturday against Madrid, it is what it is. I'm not gonna say Barcelona, they can't go out and compete for trophies, because Barcelona, they've shown it throughout the season. They showed it against Bayern Munich. They showed it so far in La Liga, that they can compete. And it's, if we lose, we lose. But I'm still going to be supportive of this team, regardless of the result and everything like that. But NJ, well, what do you think a win in this weekend's game against Real Madrid could signify for Barcelona's season?
Oh, it would be great. It's gonna make them believe that we can dominate every team now, like slowly, and that if we win, like every team in the Liga or in the Champions League will we're gonna have a game plan against them now. Like we have to take them serious now. Like they're legit,
Mm-hmm. Like make a statement, because beating Bayern Munich is already one statement. Beating Madrid, the holders of both La Liga and the Champions League, that's another huge statement.
Exactly. Yeah.
It would fill Barcelona with tons of confidence.
And also that obviously Hansi Flick will keep telling them calm down. Like we won. We haven't won the trophy yet. We have to keep getting better and better every day.
Mm-hmm. The work isn't done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even if we win against Madrid, sure, great. We're ahead. Like what, 7 points?
It would be 6.
6. Then plus in the difference of the goals, our goal difference will be huge as well.
Mm-hmm. Sake, do you share that same viewment that it would propel Barcelona in the season?
Yeah, I think last seasons, if we lost the game, all things were negative. And this season, I think that even if we lose against Madrid, of course, I don't want us to lose against them, but even if we lose, I don't see, negativity around the club or mannerism of the players. Everything looks positive. So even if we lose, I think it will be level, but on the goal difference, I think we will be ahead. So I think, but still, we should go for the win. If we defeat them at their home in their fancy new stadium, it will be a big statement.
Okay. I definitely agree. And what do you guys see Hansi Flick's lineup? Because there have been some rumors saying that maybe Danny Olmo could start. Him having starting position and everything like that. Mo, would you change anything in the lineup, or would you go, hey, this lineup got the victory against Bayern Munich, feel the same thing, or would you say, hey, let me tweak something, things here and there?
I would do the same exact lineup, but I have a feeling Casado might get rested. But the problem is there's nobody to replace him. Like Gabi, I don't think he's ready yet. He's only had 5 minutes against Bayern, 7 against Sevilla. I don't think he's there yet to start. So it'll probably be the same lineup. The only difference we might see maybe Olmo for Casado, but for Fermin. But either one is great. Like Olmo looked really sharp in the 20 minutes.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win anyways for us.
Exactly. Yeah, I think maybe Frankie de Jong will play for Casado and Casado will be rested.
Yeah, but then De Jong doesn't play because of the role, though. He plays different. It's the thing, though.
I agree, because Casado, he's more of that holding. He's more of like a destroyer. Frankie de Jong, like defensively, he doesn't give me the same confidence that Marcasol does.
He's okay, but
because Marcasol, even though he's small, the intensity that he gives and the way he's able to recover that ball,
I agree with you. Casado has intensity over Frankie de Jong, but I think Frankie de Jong can compensate for that intensity with his physicality. That's what I think.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the thing is, if you put Pedri and De Jong, yeah, you have two playmakers. But the thing is, the defense is gonna be the problem with De Jong.
Mm. I personally don't see Hansi Flick tweaking the lineup much because Barcelona are not going to be playing the game in midweek. And the games ahead, when you look at the schedule, it's against relatively easy teams, I would say. It's against Espanyol, which is a tough team, but it's going to be at home. Then we go away to the Champions League. Real Sociedad, Celta de Vigo, Brest, Las Palmas, Mallorca. I wouldn't say any of these teams are particularly difficult, of the standard of Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. And obviously you can have players return, such as your
I
Christiansens,
I per,
your Araujo's.
uh, I personally think that Espanyol game will be hard. I don't know. Whenever they play us, they feel like
Yeah,
they in their mind they feel like this is their highest quality of a rivalry against Barcelona.
yeah.
So, and I
They
think,
play they
yeah,
play like
they think
they're
like they
aggressive.
are the kings of Madrid rather than Real Madrid. So, I think that will be a good game.
I disagree. I think Espanyol is trash. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
have
Yeah,
they have not been the
I'm not
same
saying.
club for many years.
Yeah, I'm not saying they are a good team, but there's certain teams play with some intensity against us. If you think about it,
No, yeah,
Celta
this will
Vigo, Celta Vigo,
Celta
Osasuna,
Vigo is
the
the one.
teams
Yeah,
like this.
I think that would be the perfect time to rotate.
yeah.
Rotate against Espanyol. You're at home. You've just played 3 intense games: Sevilla, Bayern, and Real Madrid. Why rotate Marcasolo against Madrid?
What is the
And
position of Espanyol in the table? Do you see it?
Espanyol right now
Like
in the table, they
like
are. Let me bring it right
15, I
now.
think.
Espanyol, yeah, 15th.
Oh, I just guessed that.
No, yeah, Espanyol, they're 15th. They're only 2 points ahead of the relegation zone. So they're basically in the fight
The
for
battle,
relegation zone.
relegation zone. Yeah,
Uh-huh. And everything like that. And so, yeah, like I look
yeah,
at that and I'm saying, hey, Hansi Flick, go as
yeah.
strong as you possibly can. Fermin Lopez, start. Don't change anything.
Yeah,
If
start
Danny
Fermin.
Olmo
Yeah,
is set to start, then that's perfect. You start Danny Olmo and then you bring on Fermin Lopez in the second half.
yeah.
Perfectly fine with that.
I would
And then you
start
bring on.
Fermin, to be honest, just for the energy and pressing. So
Mhm.
that later on, when the second half
Okay.
starts, later on,
Okay.
I don't know, 60 or 70, when they're tired, Daniel Mo can come in and do his magic there.
Okay. Solid. Do you think the 18-19 Ajax team are all frauds, including Ten Hag? Wow, that's a
Now,
that's a
Tanak's a
that's a big.
fraud, bro. This guy,
Yeah,
that's a
you
guy.
can talk a lot about that.
Come
Mo,
on,
thoughts
Sam.
about that?
Yeah,
Don't
go
I
for
don't
it.
insult
no,
my
I don't
goat
think
Anthony, man.
I don't think they're frauds. You don't get to make it to the semifinal with a
Yeah.
team like Ajax being frauds. The thing is,
Casado Martinez.
players football's a lot more complicated than just
Yeah,
you get the best players. It's the chemistry between them, and they had great chemistry, and that's why they worked out. And then they got separated into different clubs, and
yeah, true.
sometimes it's just the chemistry's not the same when you go to a different club. So I don't think they're frauds. It's just they had the perfect formula, and then once they got broken apart, it didn't
I
work
think
out.
there's also frustration there, knowing that these players, they didn't live up to expectation or what you would want,
Oh,
because these
yeah.
players,
They kind of
with
ballers there, bro. Back then,
exactly, these players,
like
very very young as well,
Villa.
very very young team. Uh-huh.
Yes, man. I don't know what happened to them after that, bro. They just fell down, bro.
Seven hog. But guys, final question before we wrap off the video. Score prediction. How are you guys seeing that Real Madrid game? Are you guys going to be looking for a goal fest or a basically a close encounter? Mo, start us off. Score predictions for this weekend's game.
1-5.
One.
Goals by. I'm going for it. Manita, baby. I'm going for goals of Lewy, Raphinha, and Lamy.
Okay, solid, la manita. NJ, score prediction.
Okay, so here's the thing. If we're ahead 2-0, we'll win 5-1. But my prediction will be a close game. That'll be 4-2 because the two goals will be in Valverde and by either Vinny or Mbappe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going with the two over more than the 2-0 victory.
No, nothing. If we're ahead 2-0 or 3-0, we're winning 5-1.
Wow, so 2-5-1s. Okay, that's solid.
If we're ahead in the first half like that.
Okay. Saket, score prediction.
Yeah, I think we are not keeping the clean sheet, so I think my prediction is 4-2. We will concede one goal due to our highline and another
I'm
with
not gonna lie, bro.
outside the box banger from any of the Jude, Chouameni or Valverde.
No.
So
It's gonna be
my
Valverde.
score line is 4-2.
Valverde's
I
gonna be the one gonna be scoring for sure.
Okay, and I'm gonna go similar to that of Mo. I feel as a Barcelona fan right now, I am excited. I'm confident in this team, and as every single Barcelona fan should be, I think Barcelona they're gonna cause problems to Real Madrid, and I'm going with a 4-1 victory in the Santiago Bernabeu. Let's make it happen, and precisely right there, haven't felt this confident for the El Clasico in years. 1-4 victory, the same thing. Wow, 4-2 right there as well.
Question though.
Yeah.
So who's the one player in Madrid that they think you're looking to make sure that you cannot let him play?
Ooh. See, with
Modric.
yeah, I was gonna say that with the injury of, let's say, Rodrigo, I think Real Madrid they're gonna line up against Barcelona with 4 midfielders. I think they're just gonna use
Oh
that
yeah.
striker partnership
Yeah, so
of
who's the one
Vini
player though?
and Mbappe, and I
Who's the
think
one player?
Modric. I think either Marcasol or no, it's not gonna be Marcasol, but I think it's gonna be Leo who's gonna be marking him. I don't know if he's gonna be playing deeper or a little bit in the middle, but I would make sure that he isn't able to give those balls in behind because that's gonna be Real Madrid's strength, just looking for those balls in behind and everything.
Yeah.
And so I'd be looking to cut their pass progression, I would say.
What about you,
But
Mo?
Yeah,
I
Modric for
don't know if you
sure.
guys would agree.
I'm worried about Modric because
Yeah.
Madrid's midfield has been trash, and the only good midfielder they have is Modric that can cause
Yeah.
that kind of damage. Ever since Kroos left, it's just their midfield has fallen apart.
Yeah, I would say it's not balanced. It's just very players of
No,
the very
they're just
similar.
not balanced at all, bro. They're all just like
It,
super nice name. They have no system. They have no structure, bro.
it's no creativity in that midfield. Jude
No.
Bellingham, box crasher. I would say Chouameni, destroyer. Valverde.
The only one is Camavinga. That's it. But Camavinga doesn't really start that much though, because he just came back from injury as well. So
Yeah, to be honest, all their midfielders are 95 midfielders. Only exception is Modric, I think, and that's who I am afraid of.
That's crazy though. For Madrid 39, bro, playing still like that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it just speaks so much of just quality, man. The guy is an amazing midfielder. I don't mind our high line as long as we press effectively to win back the ball. It wouldn't be possible for 90 minutes. And obviously, for example, there are rotations going to be made throughout the season and everything, and substitutions. Gavi is going to come in maybe for 5 to 10 minutes if the game is favorable. Frankie De Jong as well, Dani Olmo. Hansi Flick has a lot of tools at his disposal. But
Last question though.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So for this Saturday, right? You know how Vinny is. You know how his antics are and stuff like that. How will Barcelona and Flick handle this though?
Oh,
You know what I
that's
mean?
a good question.
You know what I mean?
That's a good question. I'm always of the mindset, just let your football talk, and just focus on that. You can also play into that game, get into Vinny's head because we know that like when Vinny Jr. is more focused on the outside and the antics around it distracts him a little bit. And also when you're at the Santiago Bernabeu, you can wind him up and everything. But for me, I just say focus on your game. Work and rely on what you've been doing so well throughout the season. But I can definitely see why some people say, hey, go into that, play into the antics with him. Get into his mind. Says just
Also,
talk trash.
I think it is good test for Kunde.
Yeah, huge test for Kunde. Huge test.
The way Flick has been handling the press conferences and everything else, I think he's gonna tell his players ignore him, focus on playing, and we'll let our football talk. That's Flick style.
True.
Flick's
interview is so good, bro. I enjoy his interviews. He's so cold. He's so cold when he responds.
No, he's just straight to it. I can already imagine Vinicius would try to pick a fight with our players. That won't be a worry because we have a real leader in the dugout. The team is
Yeah.
the image of our coach, not
Just send him Gavi after that if it tries to
just
pick
send
up.
them Gavi. Just send them Gavi. No, I guarantee, like, if there's any trash talk, I guarantee our players are going to reciprocate in regards to
100%.
that. But guys, that was it for the episode. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy. I will be posting this on Apple
Guys,
Podcasts.
one point I think Raphinha will be extra motivated because after the last match week, UEFA awarded the player of the match week to Vinicius instead of Raphinha, even though both of them scored the hat trick. So I think maybe he will be extra motivated.
Oof, oof. I mean, hopefully that extra motivation results in a Barcelona victory. Hopefully that is the case. But guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. We'll be posted on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. So if you guys do prefer to listen on those platforms, feel free. Also, huge thanks to Mo for coming and giving a cameo on the channel. Always lovely to see you and everything. Always good to have Barcelona discussions. NJ, Saket, thank you guys for stopping by. And as well, guys, if you guys want to join and give your thoughts, discuss with us, just click on the streamer link I do post on X. And guys, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.